Hey everyone, welcome to Chai and Book Girl. If you are new here, my name is Amanda and I normally make a lot of book content, hopefully giving all of you book readers out there lots of entertaining content as well as helpful content for your reading adventures. Today, I am going to be making a TBR jar for 2026. This is the first time I have ever done anything like this, and I'm super excited about it. So join me today if you are in the need of ideas for how to do a TBR jar, because I researched the crap out of this. I watched lots of YouTube videos and it all looks like so much fun. Now, before we begin, I will tell you that I am a serious mood reader. I struggle with putting together a TBR, a monthly TBR, and then sticking to it, because I'll read a book and then I'll be in the mood for something else, and then I'll read that book and then I'll switch gears and be in the mood for something else. My moods are all over the place when it comes to my reading habits. So that being said, the way I'm kind of going to be doing this is, instead of filling a jar with just book titles of books that I haven't read or books that have been, sitting on my shelves that I haven't gotten to, anything like that, I don't want my reading experience to be something that I have to do. Or in other words, I don't want my TBR each month to be just a pile of books that I dread, but I have to do it because I pulled it out of my TBR jar. I'm going to do this based on prompts, and I'm going to structure this in a way so that it is going to be the most enjoyable experience that I can create for myself, because in my opinion, reading should be enjoyable. It should be something that you want to do. It shouldn't be something that you have to do. Now, I read a lot. I do have a full-time job, but I don't have any like little rugrats running around at home. My kids are grown. And so in my spare time, after I'm off work or on the weekends, I usually can be found reading. So I do read a lot. So the way that this is going to be set up is, I've got physical prompts that I'm going to be doing for physical books. And then I've also got Kindle Unlimited prompts, because I do have Kindle Unlimited. And so I'm going to have two different kinds of prompts. So I've got orange is going to be for physical prompts, for physical books, and green is going to be for Kindle Unlimited prompts. And so that way, because I do read a lot on my Kindle, and I do have a lot of physical books that I really need to get to, this will kind of give me options on what I'm reading each month. And I'm going to be choosing 3 Kindle Unlimited books per month out of my prompt jar, and 2 physical prompts out of my prompt jar. That gives me 5 prompts per month. And then I'm going to have anywhere from 5 to maybe another 10 books per month that I will just be reading based solely on my mood. And so that gives me a whole lot of flexibility, not only on what I'm reading, but how many books I'm reading. So in the winter time, I usually end up reading a lot more. In the summertime, I'm usually not reading as much because I tend to be a lot busier, especially at work. And so this kind of gives me a little bit of leeway where I don't feel as pressured to read it. But it also allows me to, you know, if I read the first book of a series and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is absolutely amazing, I have to read the next 4 books in succession immediately, then I have the leeway to do that. The other thing that I am going to allow myself in this process is 1 void per month. So if, you know, let's say that one of my prompts is a book over 500 pages, and I just know that I'm not going to be able to do it that month. I've got travel lined up for work, or I've got something, other things going on for that month that I know I'm not going to be able to get to an over 500 page book that month, then I am going to allow myself 1 void per month if I need it. So hopefully what that's going to do is, number 1, it's going to give me flexibility, so that it doesn't feel like I'm set in stone or bogged down on something that I have to do. And this feels like a very, very flowy, very easy experience that I've got a lot of flexibility in what and how and when, how much I can read in a month. And it's also going to allow me to have a lot of fun with this, because if I find myself, I am a chronic overthinker. And so if I sit there at the beginning of a month and I think about it too much on what I'm going to read that much, I won't make any decisions, because I have too many books that I need to read, that I want to read. I've got arcs all over the place that I know I need to read. And so I'll chronically overthink it, and then I'll get nothing done. And then I won't have any books on my TBR, and then I'll dread even reading anything, because I don't want to make any decisions about it. And I just want my brain to like settle down and not have to think. So this way, I get rid of that chronic overthinking. This is going to do the thinking for me, so that at least I have 5 books set from my TBR jar that I don't have to sit there and chronically overthink about. Even if I only get to those 5 books that month, at least I'm not overthinking the whole process. So that being said, this is what I did. I went into Gemini. I decided to use some AI help for this. I went into Gemini and I told it that I wanted to make a TBR jar. I told it I wanted it to be prompt based. I told it how much I usually read, but I was a total mood reader. I gave it as much information in my prompts, or talking to it, that I could. And it gave me a whole list of prompts, both physical prompts and Kindle Unlimited prompts, that I could use for my TBR jar. Now, when I say prompts, or a prompt-based TBR jar, what I mean is, for example, a book with over 500 pages, and then that's your prompt, and then you get to choose the title of that book, or what book you want to read that's over 500 pages. So instead of it being title based, where I would pull out, The Alchemist or something, because that's a chonker, I get to pick a book over 500 pages. So that way, instead of it being title based, where I am set in stone on the titles that I am reading that month, this gives me more flexibility, because I'm choosing what I want to read that month, but I'm still following the guidelines, and it's helping me to choose. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these physical and Kindle Unlimited prompts. I'm going to write them on my little flower pad. I am using my Peen Pen because it's fun. And that's what I'm going to do. So let's get started. You know what I just realized? These are sticky. They're probably gonna stick to each other in my jar. Oh well, that's okay. It's fine. Some of these are super fun. So in KU, I have read the first book in the recommended for you section, read a book from the top 100 Kindle Unlimited list, read a book by an indie author with fewer than 500 reviews. That's going to be fun. Read a book featuring your favorite trope, i.e. Grumpy Sunshine. Read a book added to KU in the last 30 days. Read a book that's been on the KU platform for years. Pick a book in KU that catches your eye solely by its cover. Ooh, that's going to be fun. Read a KU novella. A book in a genre you rarely read. Ooh, the first book in a finished series. That's going to be fun because guaranteed, if it's good, I'm going to have to read all of it. Oh, a graphic novel or comic. Oh, I haven't read one of those in years. Oh, that's going to be fun. A KU book you've seen all over social media, Book Talk. So pick something popular on Book Talk. Okay. A book set in a country you've never visited. That won't be hard. I haven't visited, I don't think, any. Oh no, I did visit Guatemala, but that's it. Though that's the only place I've ever been. Sad. A KU book you think will be a 5-star read. Ooh. Let a friend or partner pick a random KU title for you. Oh my gosh. Oh, that one can be interesting. Anyway, so fun. Okay, so physical, I've got a book that's been on your shelf the longest. Oh goodness. I've got a lot of those. A book with sprayed edges or special covers. Those are literally like almost the only ones I get, so that will be easy. Close your eyes, walk to your shelf, and point. That one's gonna be fun. A book set in a city or state where you currently live. Ooh. I'm gonna have to look. I don't know if I have any of those. Oh, time for a trip to the bookstore. A book with a one-word title, a book with a cover that has no people on it, a book with an author whose last name starts with the same letter as yours. Oh, interesting. A book you've been scared to start. Ugh, I've got a couple of those. A book that matches your current season. I love seasonal reads. I'm such a seasonal reader. That one's going to be easy for me. Okay, anyway, oh, these are so fun. I'm so excited for this. Okay, back to writing. Okay, KU prompts are done. Now we are moving on to physical prompts. Okay, that's the last physical one. So I am all done with my list. So now it is time to put these all in my jar. I'm so excited. Now, I will say what I'm going to be doing. Oops, I missed one. Is when I take these out and I use them, I am going to be setting them in a separate jar, and then on the back of them, I'm going to write the book that fulfilled the prompt, so that at the end of the year, I can go back and look and see which books I read during the year to fulfill which prompts, and kind of have a little year in review of my prompt jar. Now, there may be other prompts that I think of. I already have a couple actually rolling around in my head that I want to add to my jar, like ARCs, ARCs. I have a couple of those that I know that are coming my way that I could add to the jar, and then that way I can make sure that those get put into my pile for that month. Specific genres, horror, thriller, things like that. You can always add those into your jar so that when you pick it out, you know that you can pick a horror book for that month or whatever. When things like Halloween or like Valentine's Day is coming up, or Christmas or things like that, and you want to get a bit more seasonal, you can add prompts to your jar that maybe would kind of fall into those holidays or seasons. So you can always customize your jar, which I'm super excited about. But I'm going to be starting this next month in February, since I already have my January pretty much all lined out. So hopefully that was helpful for you if you are wondering about a TBR jar or are thinking about doing your own. I'm super excited to start mine. But until next time, bye.